What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Panthers advice today. Man, we have a lot to go over. The final 53-man roster. Let's jump into it. First up is the quarterbacks, Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, and I believe Jake Luton is still on the team. He wasn't under waived and he wasn't under quarterbacks. This was the only player I could not find out about. Next up is the running backs. This one shocked me a little bit because Boone did make the team. Now, I wasn't the biggest advocate for Boone, but, I mean, he got a bulk of the carries, so maybe he was just a workhorse of the preseason, or maybe Dave was trying to be nice and, give him some reps for other teams to sign him. I'm not sure, but you got Chuba, Miles, Raheem, and obviously Jonathan Brooks is going to come back after week 4. So the team pretty much looks the same as last year. Not a bad thing. Next up is the receivers. We got Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson, Mingo, XL, ISM, Moore, and Coker. TMJ is not on the list. My thoughts on that are frustrating, but I also understand where the coaches are coming from when it comes to TMJ, right? So, maybe this whole time TMJ, Canales talked, and TMJ still wants to move on. Same thing with Boone, right? So they got TMJ the reps, they got Boone the reps to hopefully go find another team. But we'll see what happens. Next up is the O-line. Nothing crazy here. Icky, Damian Lewis, Austin Corbett, Robert Hunt, Taylor Moton, Christensen, Chandler, Andrew, Cade, and Yosh. Pretty standard. I don't think there's any shockers there. Then there's the tight ends. All right. I mean, what do you guys want me to say? What? I don't know. What do you want me to say here? I mean, guys, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Tommy, JT, and Ian Thomas. What do you want me to say, guys? I mean, who knows, right? I just gave the coaches props on the receivers letting TMJ go, but then we have this. I don't know. Maybe there's something deeper. Who knows? Next up is the defensive line: Derek Brown, Shaw Tuttle, Sean Robinson, Nick Thurman, LeBron Ray, Jaden, and Jaden. All right. Pretty standard if you ask me. I'm excited to see the D-line in action, especially Derek Brown and Ashawn. Woo! They're going to be cooking. Nick Thurman looked good in the preseason. LeBron Ray showed flashes last year. We'll see what Jaden and Jaden bring to the team. But for the most part, I think the D-line, no shockers there. I'm just excited to see Ashawn and Derek Brown next to each other. After that, the outside linebackers. So we got Clowney, DJ, Caleb Vaughn, and Iku Leota. Now, this is interesting because we have a veteran, 2 guys who haven't progressed the way teams have liked so far, and then you have Iku Leota. And what I mean by that is Jadeveon's obviously the veteran. If you look at Panthers fan base, they're not real thrilled with DJ Johnson. Then Caleb Vaughn, Jaguars took him pretty high. He didn't pan out in Jacksonville, so now the Panthers have him. And then you have the young guy, Iku. So outside linebackers, this could look the same for the next 2 to 3, 4 years, or it could look completely different in 2 years. It depends, right? Will Caleb Vaughn live up to the hype? Will DJ Johnson progress this year? Then will Iku continue to get better? And how long will Jadeveon Clowney play on this team, right? So who knows there? Then we've got our inside linebackers. We've got Shaq, we've got Josie, Double C, Trevin Wallace. Now, I feel like we're more set at inside linebackers compared to outside linebackers. Shaq, obviously a veteran. Who knows how much longer he's going to play on the team. Double J, I consider him a little bit younger than Shaq, obviously, but very experienced, very good linebacker. Double C did his thing the preseason, and Trevin obviously did his thing too. So outside linebackers compared to inside linebackers, I think we're set here. This might be a position that we draft for in the next year or two, to be honest, unless these guys pan out. Let's keep it going. Next up is going to be cornerbacks. Oh, man. I mean, it's not bad, right? We do have a couple injuries too. But Jaycee Horn, Michael Jackson, Troy Hill, Deshaun Jamison, and Shao Smith-Wade. We do have an injury, right? D will be back in, I think, 2 to 4 weeks, give or take. But, I mean, This is our starting DBs right here. Cornerbacks. JC, Michael, Troy Hill. Troy's going to be the nickel most likely. Deshaun. I don't love it, but you got to start somewhere. And this is where we're starting off right now. I'm just praying who does not, knock on wood, does not get hurt. Because if he does, oh boy. Safeties, Xavier Woods, Jordan Fuller, Nick Scott, Robinson, Damani. We have potential here. I don't love the safeties, but I feel like we have potential with this team. Robinson, hopefully he can break through this year. Damani had a good preseason. Nick Scott showed some flashes. You got Fuller, right? I mean, I don't know. Obviously the secondary haven't really been thrilled with the last 2 years, and kind of a little frustrated we didn't go out and bet a little bit bigger and you bring some bigger names in. But, maybe they still will. Who knows, right? So that's the secondaries: JC, Michael, Troy, Deshaun, Smith, Wade, Xavier Woods, Fuller, Nick Scott, Robinson, Damani. Then we've got our MVPs: kicker Eddie Biniello, Johnny, and JJ as that long snapper. Now let's talk about this. Waived and injured junior offensive tackle Tyler Smith. Who got waived? Defensive tackle L, guard Jack Anderson, linebacker Aaron Beasley. Bootle got waived. That shocked me a little bit, to be honest. Brooks, Alex Cook, Jeremiah Crawford, Willie Drew, Kenny Dyson, Felipe Franks. Offensive tackle Ricky Lee, TMJ, probably the most shocking on this list. Derek McClendon, Quandre Mosley, DB, Walter Palmore, Sam got waived. Jack Plummer got waived. Jaden Shirden got waived. That one did shock me a little bit too. Mike Strawn, TJ Smith got waived. I thought TJ actually had a pretty good preseason. Luigi got waived. Wilcox and Chandler Wooten. I think the two biggest shocking names are obviously Shirden and probably TMJ, right? If you ask me, those are the two biggest names. Then we jump to the released players with at least 4 years in the league. You got Icky right here, released. Mike Boone. Kind of shocking considering how much he played. Rudy Ford, Jacob Hollister, Jesper Horsted, then tight end Jordan Math. Oh, man. How? My only guess then, if this is the case, was Dave was playing Jordan Mathews and Mike Boone a lot, so our players didn't get hurt. So the guys he wants on the team didn't get hurt. And, I mean, he was giving them some extra film time for other teams to see. But I don't know, man. That seems... I don't know. I mean, that's my theory. It just seems crazy, guys. It seems crazy. Then we're going to jump to the reserve / physically unable to perform. You got Barno and you got DJ Wanham. Once again, more linebackers with potential. Now, DJ definitely did his thing in Minnesota, but Barno, just like DJ, right? Just like Caleb Vaughn. A lot of hype, hasn't lived up to it yet. We'll see if he can do that this year. Then we jump to the injured reserve. You got Dane Jackson. So, like I said, you got Dane, you got JC. Not bad 1-2, but how long is Dane going to be out for? Safety Sam Franklin, injured reserve Tay Davis, Cam Gill. Quite a bit to take away. I mean, I think Jordan Mathews was a big one. I think Boone, I was shocked they didn't keep. TMJ, Jaden Shirden. I don't know, guys. It's a lot. So how does this all work? Vested veterans or players with 4 or more years in the NFL are not subject to waivers. So all these guys, they're not subject to waivers. They can sign with any team right away. And the rest of the waiver stuff, I'll let you guys read if you want to. I don't want to read all that and bore you guys. So that being said, I mean, that pretty much wraps up the team, guys. I mean, let me know your thoughts. Not a bad team. I still like the defense. Derek Brown, Tuttle, Ashawn Robinson, Clowney. We'll see what other outside linebacker can do something this year. Inside linebackers, I'm pretty happy there. D-line, obviously. Tight end, I mean, what do you guys want me to say? Offensive line should look better this year. Receivers, I don't know. Just the receiving core just doesn't look complete to me. That could just be me being petty. Running backs, Chuba, Miles Raheem. Not bad. I mean, it's the same as last year. And quarterbacks, obviously, Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, and then Jake Luton is obviously the question mark. So that's going to wrap it up. That is the final 53-man roster. Let me know your thoughts on the team, the grade you'd give them, and then my presentation right here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. More content coming soon.